Well, I'm heading towards Parkwood, and just look at that lovely pink tree there. That is just something else. There's another one over there as well. But I'm heading towards here to get a few steps in and to see if the bluebells are still available, or whether all the bracken and thistles and thorns and this sort of stuff has overtaken them. We will see. But there's the woods over there that you can see, looking absolutely gorgeous. We'll start again when we get there. So now I'm going into the woods. Here we are. A lot darker in under here, although we have a cloudy day today. It's the temperature's dropped considerably. We've had lovely weather for quite a while. Now it's gone down. Oh, hello. Yes, as I suspected, this was the wonderful bluebell run. Most of them are finished now. They've gone to seed. But just look at all this green. Wow. What a scene. So much green. It's absolutely super. Loving it, loving it, loving it. This is the Rambling Rambler, Dave to his friends. Rambling while rambling. Could it be better? What do you mean, course it could? There we are. You've got to laugh, haven't you? Well, you don't have to, but it's always worthwhile having a bit of a chuckle. Chuckling is like medicine. At least that's what the experts tell us. But of course, these days, no names, no pack drill, experts are seen as bad. So we have to mock scientists, we have to mock doctors, anybody with a brain really. But I'm not saying who, where or why. But here we are, looking for the helicopter up there somewhere. But I think it's just echoing amongst the trees. Yeah, through here was a beautiful bed, if that's the term, of bluebells. But we did come up a couple of times, so if you look back for Parkwood, or search for Parkwood amongst the 10,000 videos, you will come across the bluebells, if you're heavily into bluebells. But if not, don't bother. Just carry on looking at this one. The holly here is all in flower. That's great. There'll be lots of berries for the birdies in the non-existent winter that we usually have. But there we are. Just look at these trees. It always reminds me when we were in the jungles in India, and particularly in where else? Thailand. Yeah, we love a jungle, but we always go with a guide, I have to be honest. This is just woods. My thinking goes that if you're in woods where there's unfamiliar animals, bugs, all sorts, flowers, plants, you need a guide to be giving you information. Basically, the information we got is don't touch anything. Don't touch plants, don't touch trees, don't touch an animal. It makes sense. Tiny little creatures are very poisonous in forests, but I used to enjoy it so much. One morning I got up at 5:30 and my wife said, "I'm not going, I'm on holiday. I'll stay here, have a drink and sit in the sun." I thought, well, she's got a good idea, but I had a wonderful time. I saw all sorts of birds. I saw owls resting in the day, big owls up in the... I saw fruit bats coming home after a night of doing whatever they do, or going off. I don't know, they were fluttering about and landing in the trees, these great big fruit bats. And I saw hornbills. There were so many animals and birds we saw in the woods. Now, we weren't allowed to speak. We had a relatively small group, and we were in the area where there are lions. And so the guide said, we don't talk, don't worry about the lions. He'd been doing this for 10 years, and he said he'd never seen a lion only once in 10 years. they get a smell of humans and go away. They're not interested. There's plenty of deer and stuff for them to eat, so they have no interest in humans, because humans tend to have guns, so they keep out of the way. And yes, so I got up at 5:30. Off we went to the forest, and I had a most enjoyable morning, because by the time you're halfway through the morning, all the animals have gone to sleep because it is so hot. And therefore, we came back home. So I had a lovely morning doing this. I think the fruit bats were still fluttering about when we'd finished, but never mind. You can see the remnants of the bluebells just there, look. But most of them have seeded. And down here we go. This goes down the bottom. I'm not going to right through today. I'm just having a little wander. I wander as I wander. Da, 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 da. You can see bluebells through there, can you? Look. I'm sure they've mostly finished. Absolutely sure most of them have finished. But there are, one might call, residual flowers. Look, there's a few on that one, isn't there? But never mind. We went all the way to the Charterhouse National Trust in Coventry today to find that it's only finally opening on the 21st. So a wasted journey, but nevertheless, we found a couple of, I'm going a different way now. We found a couple of new footpaths. So we didn't actually try them out, but at least we've marked them in our little brain box, and both cells have got a grasp of it now, so we'll be away. There we are. I don't know where I'm going. I can't even remember this path, although I must have done it sometime. Well, the weather forecast on my phone got it wrong again. I looked specifically at the cloud pattern this morning, and it's even got it wrong now from where I am, and they actually ask the area of the city. I put it in, and up it comes that there's no clouds over you. No clouds on my parade. But as you can see, it's overcast. I'm not moaning, I'm just stating what's happened. It's a lovely day, and I'm in the woods. Back in the day, I would have been in the classroom. So I know which I prefer. Not that I didn't enjoy my time teaching, but at the end of it, I think I prefer this, if I'm honest. Now just look at this lot gone down. Oh my word. So I've got to get underneath this. Look at that root ball. Oh my word. I suspect that this one falling, oh, it's an oak tree. And no, that one's an oak tree. And this one is pine. So the oak tree, I wonder what did what here. I am not certain who did what, but oh, I got under. There's the root of the problem. Yeah. Good grief. That was a wonderful oak, wasn't it? That is a pity. But there we are. I can't have been through this bit for a while because I can't remember that. Look, it's still growing because part of the roots off that big one, which is right over there. That's the root of that one. There's the oak, goes all the way over there. It's still growing, look. But I do suppose if you look where the end of that is, it was so tall. And of course, when wind blows on the top, you have the leverage effect, don't you? Don't you? Yeah, you have a leverage effect. Now, I don't know if I can get through this way. And the leverage effect means that the pressure of the wind is multiplied by the length of the tree. So there we go. I can see what's happened here. The path came through there where the tree went down, and now we've had to come round this little loop. Well, I'm just trying to imagine what would happen if you had that lot on your head. It'd give you a headache, wouldn't it? They've taken, oh no, it's taken a larch tree. It's really gone to town. It's knocked a larch tree, a fir tree, and an oak tree over, but I suspect the wind gave it a helping hand. These great big tall trees here, you haven't got to have a big wind. If it manages to get down here, and it's going to, up the top there, it's going to force a massive leverage effect and knock it down. But this is well managed. They don't clear up all the broken trees. They let them rot, and of course what that does is makes living quarters for lots of insects, which of course the animals like. Now in here there are muntjacs and deer. I've only ever seen one. They are one of the most nervous species around, as far as I can tell, because we've been up here for many, many years, and if I've only seen one of them, dear, dear, dear. Well, you're having your money's worth today, aren't you? And I seem to be chatting away like nobody's business. Well, there we are. Don't forget to subscribe, though. I mean, there won't be anybody listening to it now. We're 11 minutes in, so nobody's going to be bothered anymore. But thank you for watching, liking, sharing and subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed but you're watching, why not watch? But a little hint, if you are looking for anything specific like trance music, trance and house music, you look up that under passion. So you do need to look, if you want to look at India trips or Chinese trips, you do need to look for playlists. Otherwise, there's a lot of these trees down. Otherwise, you'll be forever looking through, because there's 10,000 videos. There we are. I've sold you now. What sort of person puts 10,000 videos onto YouTube? I really don't know. Well, I did, but there we are. It's not all gone on immediately. It's been over many years. Now, last year, these blackberries here were rubbish. They were all little dried up things. The flowers are starting to come now, and you never know what sort of season it's going to be. Some years it's excellent, and some years it's rubbish. This is absolutely lovely. I love this, being out in the green. Out in the green. But if you're into poetry as well, if you look at the heading on my YouTube channel and just slide down a little bit, you'll see Dave Hurr, Poetry and Themes. And you can get a bit of poetry on there. I'm a bit remiss, I don't do as much on there as I should, but then I'm retired, so I'm too busy. And if you think I'm joking, you wait till you retire. I know there are people who don't do anything when they retire, but an awful lot do. And interestingly, it's worthwhile to note, when you retire, if you have a little bit of cash available, start travelling, because the time will come when those wretched insurance companies rip you off to such a degree that the holiday in far off lands way out in Asia will cost you more. The insurance will cost you more than a month's holiday. There, that's nice, isn't it? They love doing that. I'll tell you the bit I always love about insurance companies. They love taking the premium. You try getting money out of them. Actually, the ones I've been with haven't been too bad, but I hear some very, very sad stories. Shall I go through here? What do you think? Yeah, I'm going to go through here. Whoa, I'm getting caught on the trees. Isn't this lovely? Well, to you it's just a lot of green, but to me, who's actually walking it, I don't know if you're wheelchair bound or anything like that, but I suppose that vicariously you could enjoy this trip through the woods. At least I hope so. I was in a wheelchair last year when I smashed through both bones in my lower leg, and now I'm Metal Mickey. They put great chunks of metal in it and screwed it in, and so I was in a wheelchair for a little while, but I'm back, hence I'm doing all this walking. I'm back to fairly well normal now, just after a year on. Well, lest you get bored, I think what I'm going to do is call it a day and just say thank you so much. If you've got this far through it, you deserve a medal. You're not getting one, but you do deserve one. I can say that. Just let me know in the comments if you watched the whole lot. I shall congratulate you for your tenacity. Okay, bye for now. Thank you for watching. This is the Rambling Rambler in Parkwood saying have a good day. And if you're not, I hope it improves soon.